This is a sign that I made for Ivy when I picked her up from the airport. It's our two puzzle pieces fitting perfectly together, you and me. And then it opens up to say, your heart is home. There's a double meaning in there, or maybe even more. Your heart is home, in words of you are home, you're physically coming home, but also your heart is home, which means wherever you go, so long as you're in your heart, connected to your heart, you'll always be home. You and me, your heart is home. This is an update from my last week in London before I moved to Canada with my partner for the winter. It's the first time I've changed location and lived somewhere else in a really long time. This marks the beginning of a new way of living, where there are multiple places that we call home, full communities, and a bit more of an international, flexible living situation. I don't know what to expect. When I'm scared, it's the worst thing in the world. When I'm regulated, it sounds really exciting. So I'm nerve-sighted right now, and I just wanted to sit down and reflect on how I'm feeling and what are these kind of jittery emotions coming up. And hopefully I get to look back at this in a year from now and be like, you did well, well done. I visited before, and it's a really lovely part of the world, but I haven't lived away from home for a really long time. University. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are coming up. I'm already an anxious packer. I'm already like, I need to pack all the things, make sure I have everything just in case. And so whenever I'm stressed about a trip, I channel that into carefully, meticulously planning and organizing my physical possessions. This time around, not only am I packing for a trip, I'm also packing the house away so that renters can come online and live here. And so I'm packing everything, everything I own, and filling all the time available with packing and organizing because I'm anxious. I don't need to be doing this. All I need to do is just shovel the stuff into the cupboards and just deal with it on the other end. But that's not what's happening. I've been oscillating between fear, anxiety, and excitement. I am still in a liminal space in my career, and I don't know what's coming next. It's been quite hard to just sit without clarity and direction because I'm used to having a whole life of goals and orientation and direction and clarity. I'm wanting to leave my life and work open to what will come and not have to control and direct it in the way I want it to be. Something about fear and anxiety-based certainty doesn't gel well with me. I just know that's not the life I want to build, but I don't know any other way. In the absence of planning, everything's still going to be okay. All I need to remember is I have a financial runway and security, I have health, I have relationships. The world is actually pretty freaking awesome, and I don't need to stress about what my next steps are. But I've been putting a lot of weight and pressure on myself to have it all figured out. A couple of things I do have figured out, which I'm excited for, include coaching, continuing to build and develop my coaching skills and coaching practice. I'm quite excited for that. I haven't had a lot of experiences of it yet, but the little I have, I feel like I'll be good at it. And I feel like it'll be very fulfilling and wholesome for my career and also my future. The other element is facilitation, holding space in men's circles, doing dance workshops, poetry workshops, creating safe, supportive environments where people can come together and build, grow, and learn. Those are the two things I'm excited for. I'm basically becoming a carbon copy of Ivy, my partner, who coaches, facilitates, and also does online sharing. I'm wondering how much of this is my own free will and dream, and how much of this has been heavily influenced by her career direction. I'd like to think that all of the things that I would have done would have happened anyway. I just have found someone who really aligns with my vision and purpose. Hard to tell. But nothing really exists in a vacuum, and I'm willing to just accept that. Everything here is really comfortable. I have all of my things, I have all of my routines, I have all of my people, and that creates a system where I can flow, I can get my needs met, and it's just really like easeful and simple. However, it also creates a lot of friction and stickiness to change. It's a lot harder to change and reinvent and discover new parts of me, whilst so many of my contexts and communities and people tell me that I'm the previous version of myself. I really love routine and I really like keeping things the same. That is a bias that I have that I think just makes life a little bit easier. But one thing that this move is going to offer me is a bit more of a blank slate. It's going to take time and energy and effort to regain some level of consistency and routine. But what will be built on this blank canvas will hopefully feel closer to this new version of me than where I'm at now. There is a real switching cost to changing locations. Ivy and I are dreaming of this life where we have 2 home bases concurrently, one in Canada, one in London. That will allow us to see our families and also, broaden our horizons around community. But there is a cost to doing that. Everything happens slower. You lose touch with some people, and it takes time and effort and energy to rebuild from what feels like from scratch again and get the momentum going again. Also, just traveling anywhere and settling into home takes effort and energy. I've been really feeling that switching cost this week. This is the first time it's happening, so it's particularly hard. But the area that's the most challenging is my heart. I've been grieving London, I've been grieving my park, I've been grieving seeing my friends and staying in community in my home and like slowly letting go of all these parts of me. My heart just doesn't understand. My heart is like, dude, what are you doing? Everything here is everything you want. There is nothing you need to change. And yet here we are changing everything. It doesn't make sense for parts of me, but I'm willing to just close my eyes and take a step forward and hopefully dive in fully into this experience. This feeling that I have of dreading leaving because everything here feels so good. If I could have the same feeling on the other end going back because everything in Canada is so good, that would be success. That would feel like I've given it my whole, my heart, my soul. There is a mindset of like, oh, it's a little bit uncomfortable and, maybe I won't invest so hard into it and be wishing I was somewhere else. That path is so tempting to be living elsewhere and not being appreciative of what there is and really investing into creating a context that is wholesome and fulfilling. That is really alluring because there's going to be a potential for resistance. But the best outcome of this experience is not even taking a tiny step or a big step, but diving in head first, burning the bridge, burning the boats, and making the next step be the best version of that experience. One way in which this has been really solidified is renting out this entire apartment for the entire time that I'm away. That's my version of burning the boat and not leaving any sort of backwards step available. There's no get out, there's no exit, all in. There's also an element of local minima, local maxima. From my experience, I feel like I've peaked in my experience of London. It is still getting better, but I've got it all locked down and like it's feeling good. Sometimes in order to continue to grow, I feel like I have to take some things away and go downwards again. So even if the routines and the structure and the community has to be rebuilt a little bit in this new location, I feel like what the potential height can be is even greater than just staying in one place. That's my theory anyway. So here's what's going on. We have my laundry, we have the TV and the plants and the situation, all of the boxes and equipment and packing stuff. God, it's a complete mess. That's what it feels like to walk around. Goodbye home. Bye home.